Good morning. It's a beautiful day today in Glastonbury, and spring is springing, and the energy is very light and lovely today. We start a new wave spell of White Dog. And White Dog is the heart's desire, is the key, is the 10th Mayan sign. It's the sign that's the 10th house. Our heart's desire is to heal, is to become very aware of what our ancestral patterns are and our wounding is, and so that we can heal that in our heart, all our experiences that we've had so far in this lifetime, clear our amygdala, and reset and refile our hippocampus so we come into a space of clarity. We've just gone into a new space of red earth being completed. Yesterday was red cosmic moon. So I'm making this video on Saturday, the 13th of April. 2019. So yesterday was a very powerful day because it is the end of the 13-year cycle of red moon in terms of the wave spell code. And so what was happening to you yesterday is the completion, if you like, on one level. So whatever you were seeing, whatever you were feeling around being your authentic self, and what I mean by that is the real you, your higher self, truly embodied, free of any old distortions through this ancestral patterning and wounding. So wherever you had some sort of emotional experience, some sort of distortion, some sort of need to use or not be embodied, need to use a distraction, need to use something to not feel your feelings. This is really key because our feelings show us where the wound is, and when we keep overriding that, then we're avoiding actually looking at what is. And this is what really needs to move now. Over the past 13 years, you will have been experiencing coming into alignment with truth. And there is so much deception on planet Earth around coping mechanisms of trying to get our emotional needs met, using most of the frameworks that we live in the Western culture. I was speaking specifically about the UK. It's very difficult to feel safe in relationship, in whatever level that is in our personal life, because we're still working with very, very old ways of being that come from a power imbalance. Once we start to recognize this and become awake and aware of it and ready, really, we are ready at that point to do something about it. And although our comfort zone part, the old conditioned part, the one that's used to doing this old way of being, that keeps us safe on one level, but does not allow us to thrive and be the true star gift that we really are, because we're still trying to play safe and play small and run old patterns. And this is no longer going to work for us. So the sooner we get in alignment and learn, new learning, new beginnings in Aries time. Aries is really showing us where our ego is seeking maturation, is seeking to learn new ways of relating, is seeking to let go of the old crutches and coping mechanisms. So this is really key now, because soon, on around the 20th, we go into Taurus, and we've got Uranus in Taurus, huge cycle, embodiment, walking the talk, not just talking it. And so having integrity, coming from a place of integrity, and we're really winding up now. We're seeing where things have to shift for us if we want to be living in truth and living in a really healthy way. So it's time to get a plan and decide what you want to manifest and really get clear about what needs to go, because in the next few weeks, up until the 26th of July, when we start this cycle, then we've got an opportunity to really do some inner work. And this is the key focus. It's all about working on the inside and coming into integrity, coming into personal healing, so that we can really align with the Sirius star, which is what White Dog today is all about. Letting go of the ancestral patterning, coming truly into unconditional love through letting go of all the intimacy wounding that we've experienced, because otherwise it just keeps happening to us until we get it and understand why this is happening. It really is, the key focus is all about us. Who am I? Who do I believe I am? Because the universe can only ever match our belief system. And we've learned our belief system through all the generations that came before. This is in our DNA. And so this is what needs to heal. It cannot be done on an intellectual level. If you want to know more about this process and how to do that, please do get in touch with me. I've been doing this process for 12 years using holistic therapies, and it's not a quick fix. This takes discipline, this takes work, it's what we're here for, and it's so worth it, because we stop going on the merry-go-round and the labyrinth, and we just come into more peace and acceptance quicker and let go of what is seeking release. So White Dog is the key focus for the absolute centre of the Zolkin, and that is the absolute centre point, is white cosmic dog. That's what needs to shift in all of us so that we can be free to create something new, truly free on the inside. And so this is the whole prophecy of the 260-day wave spell. This is the process, is becoming clear, becoming free of old ways of being that no longer serve us. And this was on the 4th of March. Whatever was happening to you on the 4th of March, get your diary out. 36 days ago this was. So just think what was happening back then for you at the beginning of March. And this is the white mirror wave spell, where we were seeing our reflections out there. We were seeing what was happening to us in the world and how we're relating to people. And I think there's a lot of confusion going on for people around how to work with this energy. And there's often a process of some sort of self-blame around, again, a framework that people use is, oh, you're just projecting yourself. You must have done this before. You must have done this in a past lifetime. And all of that might be true, on one level. But the focus is the here and now. We're here now to be embodied and present. And what stops us from doing that is any belief around guilt, anger, grief, all of these emotions that we're stuck in and that we're holding on to. So these are what need to clear. so we can become clear. And this is a very complex holograph that we hold within us of, it's not necessarily true in this lifetime that we have done a certain behavior. That's a very limiting perspective, and one that really is not very empowering. Again, if you start to examine your beliefs around what you feel empowers you, then again, excuse me, this is really clear around the throat chakra and being able to speak up and being able to be assertive and being able to speak your truth. This is all about white wind, the new learning that we have that's coming in, that we are a spiritual being, we're in a human body for a reason. We're here to evolve our human being self so that we can embody more of our spirit self. And it is this whole holistic approach. Once we start to really expand this framework, we can see and master who we are. If we don't know who we are, we don't know what our codes are, we don't know what our patterns are, then we're very much still focused on the outside, looking for references from other people. And other people all have their own point of view, which is why they're here. And all of that is great, you know, and it doesn't mean that it's truth. We all have a subjective truth, and there is an objective truth as well. And the more that we start to clear from the inside, we let go. This is the magic of the process. We let go of this old way of being. We become a clear sign, which is the magic of the 13 clear signs on Pakal's tomb in the Temple of Inscriptions in Palenque. These are all the prophecies. It's really exciting, and we need to actually do the inner work to be able to be that clear being. It's not an intellectual process. That's part of it. And the more that you really start to understand this process for yourself, when you're ready to do that, then you will really start to click and connect to how powerful this time is and what the Quetzalcoatl process is, the Buddha process, is about that self-focus work to get clear. When we have compassion and love for ourselves, then we can truly have compassion for others. And the magic really starts to expand. So I hope you have an amazing 13 days of White Dog. And again, this Mayan sign is twinned with Red Moon because they both have Mercury as their guiding planet. And this is the God and Goddess self. This is the cosmic divine energy, however you know that. This is, you know, the part of us that is connected to all that is, all that has ever been, all that ever will be, that has the knowledge, the wisdom that we're part of a cog in a bigger cog, and we're not here to suffer. We're here to be love by loving ourselves, loving and accepting ourselves first. And that means accepting everything that's happened to us in this lifetime. We can focus on other lifetimes. We can focus on anything that we choose. What I offer you is, if you focus on the here and now, what is triggering you here and now around not feeling love, and start working with that, everything else takes care of itself, because it's all interlinked, it's all related, and we are the sum total of everything today. that we have ever been throughout all of time. There are practical frameworks to work with this, and that's what I love as a moon in Taurus. I'm so loving this Uranus in Taurus experience at the moment. So lots of love from me. Be the gift that you are, and part of that is really do that inner work, because all our lives will be so much more magical when we are all doing this process. Bye for now.